Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right, testing works now. All right, let's get started. Started here, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Morning, good morning, good morning. All right, I'm gonna do my top-down analysis in about 2 or 3 minutes. We have news today at 10 a.m. as well. All right, one more minute and I'm gonna do my top-down analysis of what I'm looking at on NASDAQ. So we can continue off from here. Morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? All right, I'm gonna do my top-down analysis of what I'm looking at right now. Let's do 6 monthly, 3 monthly, 1 month. All right. Starting off with the monthly time frame. So obviously March has been very bearish, right? I mean, we have already been down almost 8% on the month. So it's been a very bearish month compared to the last few months. And we have already taken out our quarterly low and our previous monthly low. We do have this swing low down here. That is our previous 6-month low. So this low down here, but right now the focus is what we're doing currently. All right, weekly time frame. We have had around 4 consecutive down close candles. So like I said, very bearish. I mean, we haven't had this since July of last year, but as far as the drawn liquidity, we're going to keep going lower. I mean, if we're bearish, then we're looking for the swing low down here, this swing low down here, and the swing low down here. So these equal lows, this swing low, if we continue being bearish, but we're going to go to our daily now. Daily time frame, what do we have? So like I said last week, I was looking for this daily imbalance on our left side. We have already rebalanced this daily imbalance. We have hit our minus 2.5 fib extension. So we have our previous daily high and previous daily low. We have already taken previous daily low, right? So as far as this daily print, I'm not really expecting too much today. I mean, one, it's the day before CPI. We have CPI tomorrow, and today just is the day before it. Also, we have had this previous day large range. So yesterday we had a range of around 4% down on NASDAQ yesterday. So it's the day after a large range day, right? And we have CPI tomorrow, so it's also the day before CPI. So specifically for this daily print, I'm not going to expect too much out of it. If I do take a trade, I'm going to be doing low risk just because it's not really the ideal day for me to trade. So if I do find a setup, I will go low risk on it and we'll continue from there. So as far as drawn liquidity, we have this current 4-hour imbalance that we have traded into. So we have this 4-hour SIBI. What I'm looking for on this 4-hour SIBI is practically a 15-minute fair value gap being made and being formed. So right now, the current 4-hour candle is the 6 a.m., right? So we have traded above it, into it. Now we're going to go to our hourly time frame. So we're going to put my 4-hour here on the left side. And I'll make it a little bit more bigger so I can see the other fair value gap. Because I'm going to go over the bearish scenario and I'm going to go over the bullish scenario, actually. All right. Hourly time frame. What do we have? So like I said, Monday we have opened 4% move down. We have this 4-hour imbalance above us. So right now we had this hourly gap. So this hourly fair value gap that we made. If we wanted to continue going higher, then we would have. But we displaced through that BISI with this hourly candle. So this body candle closed below it, validating this to off the fair value. So the next draw for me would be London lows because of this hourly fair value gap not being able to hold and being invalidated. So it'll likely just act as an inversion. So current draw for me is London lows. We do have this hourly VPR. So we do have this right here, this hourly VPR, or if you like to mark it just from the fair value gap, then that's cool too. But we do have this hourly gap. So if we do want to continue going lower, potentially rebalancing this hourly gap also aligns with discount of the range. So either way, if we continue going lower, we're going to rebalance this hourly gap below us. Because if we are bullish, then ideally we want to go to discount and then find some kind of reversal signature out of this area. But if we want to continue going lower, then obviously we're going to go into it, close inside of it, look for some kind of reaccumulation, and then continue going lower. But as of now, I'm basically just trying to follow the higher time frame trend. So if we do get a setup like a 15-minute fair value gap, then I'll be glad to take it. And I'm talking about shorts here. So like I said, displacement through invalidating this fair value gap to have a fair value will act as an inversion. So what's the next draw? For me, it's London lows. So I am going to have this pulled up. So I'm going to name this the hourly BISI here. And then this is going to be our 4-hour because this is the higher time frame. The higher time frame for value gap. So now that we're done with the hourly time frame, we're going to go to our 15-minute. Okay. So like I said, on the 15-minute time frame, what I want to see specifically is some kind of fair value gap being made. I mean, we had this up close candle that we have closed below it, but for me, it's not really much of a confirmation. I kind of want to see more of a fair value gap and then look for lows. We do have 9:30 opening soon, so what I could look for is a potential 9:30 open, either opening, manipulating into this 15 above at around OTE and then pushing lower, or just straight up volatility kicking in and taking out London lows, supported by this OB. So I'm going to have the 15-minute pulled up here. All right, so I'm going to take out this hourly gap, make it visible on only this time frame, and then go back to the 4-hour. Yep, like this. All right, so this is the 1-minute pulled up right now. I mean, as far as entry goes from this OB, I mean, we have already closed inside of it. Volatility is kicking in. I'm gonna go to the 5-minute actually. What do we have in the 5-minute? This is our daily candle, and this is midnight opening price. All right, so we do have 8:30 above the midnight opening price. So anything above the midnight opening price was deep premium. So it was basically more of a higher probability shorting opportunity. But we do have Asia lows and London lows that we haven't taken. So like I said, my draw on liquidity as of now is London lows. Want to continue going lower, ideally discount of this hourly range because we do have that hourly imbalance below us. So ES has already taken out London lows. So there is some kind of bullish SMT down here. But I'm paying attention to this OB. So we have traded below it on the 15. So inside of this OB, we had our short-term liquidity raid. We had these SMTs at the highs, and we have had this closure below this last up close candle of these consecutive 4 up close candles. So that's your change in state delivery. We have closed below it. In terms of retest, I don't think we're going to retest it. I mean, we have had this 925 very aggressive candle that opened and came down like 27 points, but I'm going to tape read this. I'm not really going to take it just because I don't really want to take it, especially when we have 9:30 opening soon. So I want to see what 9:30 does, how it reacts, and we'll go from there. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing? All right, so 6 a.m. 4-hour candle here. We're retesting this 1 minute fair value gap at premium. So if we take our fib tool and we use the high and low, you can see that we tap into this fair value gap at premium of the range. Gonna mark this out. Gonna see if we want to respect it or disrespect it. We have 9:30 opening in about 2 minutes. And we have London lows practically below us. So if I'm bearish, I'm going to want to see discount of our hourly range, London lows, and potentially Per's daily low. Or not Per's daily low, but Asia lows. If I'm bullish, which is what I haven't talked about yet, is basically just us seeing this hourly gap. So this 4-hour gap above us. So we don't have to look for shorts now. I mean, we have a whole range to play with. But ideally, the shorting opportunities would be around premium of the range rather than on the discount of the range. But we can tape read this, see if we can deliver down to Asia lows or London lows. So we have traded into the fair value gap at premium. We have only closed below it. So far, only the wicks are doing the damage from what I can see. So you can see how the wicks are just trading into it and then closing below it. I'm gonna put this on the side. So yeah, I'm paying attention to whether price wants to close above this red line or if we want to respect it. Because remember, this was your change in the state of delivery. So these are the 4 consecutive up close candles that took out this high inside the 15. So ideally, your trade will look something like this. The reason why I didn't take it was because 9:30 was literally about to be here, and I want to see a fair value gap instead. All right, here's 9:30. We're retesting that 1 minute fair value gap at premium. Gonna see if whether we want to respect this or not. We're about like 23 points away from Asia lows or London lows. ES already has taken those London lows, however. And ES is probably grinding even lower too. But like I said, if we do remain being bullish, then that 4-hour gap above us would be a good draw on liquidity target. But I want to see us come down to discount or at least see some kind of rebalance because we do have the hourly gap below us. So I'm just going to watch this real quick. So ES has taken the previous 4-hour low and NQ hasn't. So there is some kind of bullish SMTs at the lows. But I want to pay attention to if there's some kind of bearish SMTs as well. So far we're not really seeing any body closures above our fair value gap at premium or our change in the state of delivery, which is this red line. So we're not seeing any candle closures above it like this. It's just plainly respecting it. All right, so we have taken out the London lows. So this fair value gap at premium practically delivered down to London lows. So if you would have taken a trade, it would look something like maybe like this. So your entry at the last up close candle like this. Stop loss could be practically above the breaker. So these 4 consecutive up down close candles, then you would have been something like this right here. You would have had the 930 almost taking you out if you would have had a tight stop, but yeah, if you would have had your stop loss above like right here, you would have gotten taken out the trade, like a 20-point stop loss. But if you would have done this swing high, practically would have delivered down. Yeah. And if you want, you can hold it down to discount of the hourly range or this hourly imbalance below. All right, so this is the 15-minute order block. We have that short-term liquidity rate. We had the SMTs at the highs, and we had that change in the state of delivery. What price did was reprice into premium of this range. 930 practically had a Judas up. So we created the swing point high inside the gap, rated that swing point high. So this one right here. And we delivered down to the London lows. So now what I'm going to be looking for is seeing if we can either hit equilibrium of our hourly range, because we did already hit our hourly gap. So I want to see what we do here. So I can basically delete all of this now. All right. So equilibrium of this range, which is our hourly range down here. So this is our hourly time frame. I'm pulling the range from the high that stung into the 4-hour imbalance to low, which is Asia lows. We have this hourly for rally gap or this hourly VPR. I'm looking to see if price wants to come down into at least discount or our hourly imbalance below. As far as entry, there's not really an ideal entry. I mean, the only one I saw was this OB, but I didn't really want to get in before 930, so I skipped out on the setup. But we're going to see if we can have another setup present itself soon. If I do take a trade today, it's going to be low risk. I mean, it's the day after large range day, and we have CPI tomorrow. So I'm going to be low risk for today. All right, so ES is selling heavier than NQ right now. I mean, ES has already taken out this swing low down here, and Q hasn't. So there's some kind of SMTs at the lows. So this low at 1045. And Q hasn't taken this one, but ES has. In terms of our hourly time frame, do we have an imbalance? Yes. Okay. So ES has also traded into this hourly imbalance. Let me scale down to the 5-minute. Because if we do look for longs, I mean, if this hourly BISI down here does want to offer fair value, then I'm going to want to look something like this. So price taking out this swing low into discount, having that move back up, retesting it, and then looking for that upside. So this is in a bullish case scenario right here, because we have already stung into this hourly imbalance. But we do have 10 o'clock opening in about 22 minutes. All right, so we're getting some reaction here now. So SMTs at the lows with ES. So ES taking out this low down here at 10:45. That same low NQ hasn't taken. So this is your SMT. So I practically don't think NQ will come down to discount or equilibrium just because ES has already. But we are staying into this 15-minute gap here now. So I'm gonna mark this 15-minute gap out. 5-minute time frame. 1 minute. All right, so we're close to the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle opening. So we have taken out the London lows, stung into the hourly imbalance. Show this quick retracement up into this 15. Now I'm going to see what we do here. NQ is so out of sync right now. Not really. I wouldn't really say out of sync. More of like NQ being more bullish than ES. I mean, has already traded down to about discount of its hourly range compared to NQ. ES and Dow making me ES and Dow making new lows and NQ making new highs. Yeah, Dow's weaker than both ES and NQ. All right, so we have tapped into this 15-minute imbalance right here. If we are bearish from this 15-minute imbalance, obviously we're going to want to see this short-term liquidity raid like this, back down, change the state delivery, and then come back down. But let's see. Because if we do get a 15-minute closure above this 15 imbalance, we could look to flip and look for longs instead. But if we want to respect this 15 imbalance, then we can just continue trading it. All right, so I'm gonna mark out this swing high. This is the swing high that we took. This. Gonna see if there's any SMTs at the highs. SMTs. So we didn't take out this swing high, but NQ did. So this is your bearish SMT basically with ES. And then we have this swing high. The NQ definitely took. So up closed like that. So SMT, now the next thing I want to look for is a change in the state delivery. So we're going to see if this retracement up was just to reprice that 15-minute imbalance and look for downside. So if we do get a candle closure below, I'm going to look for shorts down to the low that we put in inside the hourly imbalance. I mean, this looks good. Let's see. It's going to look something like this. Stop above the swing high, target the lows. So it's a 1 to 2 risk to reward. We're going to see if we get that trade. Okay, no change in the state of delivery. Didn't really get a candle closure below it. Let's see. Because if we do want to respect this 15 and then look for lower prices. Then I'm going to wait for that change in the state of delivery. So if we get a candle closure below, I'm willing to look for shorts. I mean, on the 5-minute, we have already stung into this hourly imbalance. So I'm going to see if this 15 wants to offer fair value. Let's see. I just need a candle closure below, though. So specifically, like this line right here. Like that. All right, so we're stinging into this little 1-minute gap. What I'm waiting for is a closure below this up close candle here. And 15 SIBI. All right, so we took out this high once more. So now the closure would be this one. With the stop above the high. Targeting the lows. Is there SMTs? Yes. SMTs are still valid here. But I'm also going to look to see the closure off this 15 as well. So if we do get a closure below, I'll remain looking for shorts. But if we do get a closure above it, we can probably look to flip. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so we're closing like pretty much not in the midpoint of the PDA, but inside of it though. I mean, this PDA can still be valid, but let's see. Because I'm willing to stab in some shorts if we do get a candle closure below this green one right here. Stabbing them into this low that we put in inside the hourly gap. Let's see. SMTs are still valid. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, no closure below it yet. But we are holding these SMTs at the highs. Let's see. Because if we do want to just run or maybe just close inside this range, then I'm not going to take the short. But if we do get a closure like this, potentially retesting it and then looking for downside, that would be ideal. But let's see. I gotta wait here. Be patient. We're taking off this short based off our 4-hour imbalance above. So 4-hour for rally gap, 15 for rally gap, 1-minute change in the state delivery. So we're looking to see if this would deliver. If we are wrong on the short, then we will look for longs and flip. But as of now, this looks really good for shorts. If we're bearish and this 4-hour rally gap wants to offer to the lows. But if we are bullish, then we're going to close pretty much above this imbalance. So it's more of confirmation right now. Confirmation and patience right now. So I got to sit on my hands until we get a closure below this low. Let's see what we do here, NASDAQ. Because remember, yes, this looks good for shorts, but at the same time, ES has already retraced down into this hourly imbalance, right? So it has already retraced into discount. So if we do want to look for continuation higher to rebalance this 4-hour above instead, so not this 4-hour imbalance, but this one, then that could be a potential scenario too. Because where is it? Because we have these two imbalances above as well. And if we pull out our dealing range, so this high and this low, this would be our dealing range for our 4-hour. And you can see that we haven't retraced into premium yet. So that's what I'm looking, that's what I'm paying attention to as well. Because if we do get a candle closure above this imbalance, we could look to flip and look for upside. For an interval only. Yep, like that. So let's see. Because this setup got invalidated, we didn't really get a closure below these 3 consecutive up close candles, and we're trading through it. So this setup, the short setup, practically got invalidated. So this is why it's very important to wait for confirmation. Because if you don't wait for confirmation, you're likely to get in front of a moving train. So I waited for confirmation. I was patient, didn't get the confirmation. Price is showing me that it wants higher, especially with this closure in the midpoint of this fair value gap. So let's see. $9.50 to 10.10 macro here. All right, let's see. Your deposit request has been approved and your account balance adjusted accordingly. Okay. All right, so 9.50 to 10.10 macro. Also, what I've been doing recently more while I'm waiting for setups or while is I've been kind of like journaling on the side. So I kind of been like journaling on the side. So like whenever I'm looking at price here, for example, I pull out a journal and just journal what I'm feeling, what I'm currently looking at. So I can just like reflect back on the day. Don't know what, but it kind of helps you, to be honest. Because you can start like digging into like how you react and how you respond to certain stuff. All right, so we have the 9.50 to 10.10 macro. 10 o'clock is going to open in about 8 minutes. So confirmation. All right. All right, so like I said, we were looking for shorts today. I mean, we were priced into this 15-minute imbalance up here. So what I wanted to look for from that 15-minute imbalance was a push into it, a short-term liquidity raid, change state delivery, and then look to target the lows. Never had that confirmation from this last up close candle right here. So without confirmation, we didn't engage in the trade or get in the trade. So it practically just saved us from this move up. So if we do close somewhere inside the 15-minute SIBI or preferably above, we could look to flip and look for upside instead. We are in the process as well of creating a 15-minute imbalance. So if we are bullish, so let me go to my 15-minute time frame. So if we are bullish and we're likely to continue pushing higher, we could wait for the 10 o'clock to open, manipulate inside the 15-minute imbalance, look for that 1-minute confirmation, and then look for longs if we do want to hold this 15-minute imbalance. So that's what I'm currently looking at for the 10 a.m. And we could manipulate into this PDA. So let's see, guys. Because if we do manipulate into it and have that 1-minute change in the state delivery, we could look for longs. But that's if we want to hold. Let's see here. As far as this one, I mean, we had that up close short-term liquidity raid. So we had these consecutive up close candles as well. Yikes. Let's see. 15-minute SIBI here. In terms of SMT, no SMTs at the highs. Yes, we do actually. We have those SMTs at the highs with ES. This. Let's see actually, because shorts look good here too. Stop loss above this high, targeting the lows. Let's see, because this setup also could be validated as well. Let's see. 10 a.m. red folder jolts as well. Oh yeah, we have news as well at 10 o'clock. Because right now, my bullish case scenario would be us opening at 10 o'clock, trading into this 15-minute imbalance, looking for upside. But if we do want to respect this 15, so if we do want to respect that 15-minute time frame for value gap, then this 1-minute change in the state delivery closure below would be a good ideal entry for shorts. But kind of just want to wait for 10 o'clock. Don't really want to get in anything. So I want to see how our 15-minute will close. But I'm also going to be paying attention to this last up close candle, seeing if we get a closure below it. Because we haven't gotten a proper 15-minute candle closure above this 15 PDA. So it's still not invalidated, right? So that's what I'm paying attention to right now. We do have the 10 o'clock opening in about 3 minutes though. Patience, 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 patience. Patience, 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 patience. 2 more minutes into the 10 o'clock opens. Patience, 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 patience. Because if we are bullish, I don't want to see a candle closure below this last up close candle. Because then that would just initiate the change in the state of delivery, looking for downside. So I want to see if we can stay within this area. So that way we can look for longs off the 15 down here. Because we do have this breaker. We have this for rally gap and we have the breaker as well, aligning on the left side. So hopefully we can close above this 15-minute for rally gap. And then we can look for 10 o'clock to manipulate down and look for distribution to New York high of day. Or we can hold for equilibrium or this swing point high at equilibrium, which is practically a good target as well. So let's see. Because if we are bearish, we're going to get that 1 minute candle closure below. All right, 1 more minute into the 10 o'clock. Let's see. Let's see where we open relative to the 15. All right. 10 o'clock is about to open here now, soon. Patience, 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 patience. All right. So we have traded inside this 15-minute gap. So I'm going to mark this 15-minute gap out like this. We didn't get a closure above this bullish one up here at premium or this bearish one here at premium, but we have traded inside this 15-minute gap. So I'm going to delete this, and delete this. I'm also going to mark out the 10 a.m. open right here. Trading view, Phil are so yeah. I mean, I don't really trade or execute on trading view, but I remember when I used to execute on trading view and it would just be like you wouldn't really get the exact fill. All right, so we repriced into the 15-minute imbalance. We're above the 15 bearish one. So what I'm looking at to see is if we want to take out this low that we put in. So right here. So I'm looking to see if we want to take out this low down here, look for a move up, and then target the highs. So let's see. So this is the 10 a.m. open. What it did was reprice into the 15-minute imbalance. We then distributed back up, taking out these highs. So we're practically in between this 15 bearish one and this 15 bullish one. So this is what you consider to be your trapped order flow, where price is going to range back and forth until we get confirmation. So I'm looking to see if we take out the 10 a.m. low that came inside of this imbalance. And then we're going to see if we can get a change in state delivery back up. All right, so we have taken out the 10 a.m. low. That would be your short-term liquidity rate inside the 15. Oops. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any SMTs at the lows that can support this. Okay, so there is some kind of SMTs. So ES took out these lows down here. And Q hasn't yet though. Let's see. All right, so what have we done for the 10 o'clock? So far for the 10 o'clock, I'm gonna go to the higher time frame real quick. And I'm actually gonna take out the indicators. Hide indicators. All right. Daily candle. We have already taken out the low. 4-hour time frame. We are inside this 4-hour imbalance. Like I said, we're looking to see if this imbalance wants to offer that fair value or not. 15-minute time frame. We have this 15-minute imbalance above. We had this 10 a.m. open inside this 15. We're trading through it as of now. So ES already took out these lows down here. NQ has it. So there's there's SMTs at the lows. All right, so NQ has already reached discount of our hourly range. So this is our hourly range right here. So what NQ has done was come down and swept the lows of the previous hourly candle inside discount. So this is your hourly BISI, right? So what's the time frame alignment with the hourly candle? It's the 5-minute. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Let me go here again. And let me move this to the side. All right, so we have this hourly imbalance. So we're going to scale down to the 5-minute time frame. What do we want to see out of the 5-minute time frame? What do we want to see out the 15-minute time frame? Or the 5-minute time frame? I can delete this for rally gap because this already offer fair value to the lows. All right, so this is the hourly imbalance. This is the first swing point low that we have traded into it. We have that short-term liquidity raid. So this is our down close right here. So the next thing that we want to look for is SMT. We already have SMT. So what do we want to look for next? Change in the state of delivery. So I want to get a body closure above this last down close candle here. I'm going to look for longs. In terms of stop loss, I could put stop loss below this low actually. Or maybe get a refined entry. But we have already tapped into the hourly imbalance at discount. Short-term liquidity raid. So let's see what we do here, guys. We haven't got a change in the state delivery yet, so patience. 1-minute time frame. This is the 10 o'clock here. So 10 o'clock, short-term liquidity rate inside the hourly. SMTs are the lows. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for that change in the state of delivery. So a body closure above this one right here. So I'm looking to see if price wants to do this. Close above it, retested it, and look to continue pushing higher. Because this 15-minute is still holding. We haven't had a proper closure below this 15-minute gap yet. Exactly, Howie. Because what we have done as of now is just stung into this hourly point of POI right here at discount of the range. So if this hourly wants to have a fair value, we're gonna want a closure above this bearish candle right here. So the closure above the body or the opening. And then retest it and see if we want to continue pushing higher. All right, let's see here. $25 seconds. $10 seconds.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right. So this is the 10 a.m. open right here. Like this. Let me mark out. Deviations here. All right, so invalidation level will be this low down here. If I do get stopped out, then that's gonna be my validation for this. The long was basically off the 5-minute gap, so the hourly gap down here. We had a candle closure above it, so we're gonna see how we react within this area. Move my stop here. make this only visible in the 5 minute, like that. So 5 minute time frame, we have stung into this hourly imbalance. We had that short-term liquidity raid. We got SMTs at the lows, and we got a candle closure above this last down close candle. So this will be a change in the state delivery, and invalidation level will be the low. So we're going to see how we react here. As far as entry could have been a little better, but I got exactly at the close on this 5 minute. So should be like this. So closure like this. Stop loss is pretty wide right now, but I'm playing off the hourly imbalance with the 5 minute time frame alignment. Like I said, if I do get stopped out, then that's fine.
Order filled.
All right, so I got stopped out on this trade. 1 out of 1 on shorts. So basically, the entry was kind of above the closure of the 5 minute. After tapping the hourly gap, we had that short-term liquidity rate, S&T at the lows. But as far as entry definitely could have been a little better, but I got exactly at the closure above it. But let's see how we do here. So 15-minute candle did close below the 15-minute SIBI. So like I said this morning, tomorrow we do have CPI, and this is the day after large range day. So I'm not gonna expect too much, but the setup was there. I took it, and yeah, I took a loss. So now I'm gonna wait for the next setup. I'm gonna see if I can get a good reading here. So we're below the 10 a.m. open, below the midnight open. Tapped into this 1 minute imbalance. So we already closed below this 15-minute imbalance with the 10:15 a.m. candle. We're also closing within it. Okay, so we have this 4-hour imbalance above. 15-minute time frame. Let's see what we're doing here again. 15-minute time frame. Is there SMTs to the lows? We do have SMTs at the highs too above here, like this. Okay. So this 15 up here didn't offer fair value and got invalidated with this body closure below it. And we have SMTs at the lows. Let's see. Okay, so we have this little 15 above as well that we're making. So if we do want to continue going lower, so let's say my long scenario is invalidated, right? I'm wrong on the market. So I went long, I'm wrong, market showing me it wants to go lower. So if we do take another setup, the ideal setup will be this 15-minute gap up here that we're making, if we want to create it or not. Or if we get a closure below this green candle here. Because if price does want to continue going lower, then it's going to do something like this. Close below, retest, keep going lower, or reprice into this 15 and then go lower. So that's what I'm currently looking at. Let's see the hourly candle. Yeah, hourly candle's not that good. So we're kind of like ranging here between this area. Yeah, I don't like this. We're just ranging here in this area. So this is kind of what I expected. Like I said, we do have CPI tomorrow, day after a large range day. I mean, look at the range that we had yesterday. 4% move down to the downside. So this is kind of what you're going to expect after a large range day. So 10 a.m. right now, came down to this 15, closed below it with bodies of candles, disrespecting this 15 offer fair value. This will be an inversion like this. Let me mark out 10 o'clock on this time frame. Like this. And then let me mark out the 5 o'clock. I mean, I like the longs I took today. I mean, we came into the hourly imbalance like this. We had 10 o'clock coming back down, taking out that low we put in inside of it, trading back up, closing above. So ideally, I was expecting something like this to just continue pushing higher to equilibrium or premium of the range. But the market is like showing us that it wants to continue going lower. So if I do find another setup, it would be off a 15-minute gap. I mean, we're closing below the 9:30 opening. So this 15-minute opening. So that would be your changes to delivery. So we could look for something like this. Could use this here. So I'm gonna make this visible on only this time frame. Because the price does want to continue going lower, then we'll see. Because let's say we do want to continue lower, right? To, let's say, Asia lows. Price is going to do something like this. It's going to tap up here, have some reaction like this, and then go lower like this. So if I do look for a short setup, it will look something like this. Let's see. We're rebalancing this 15-minute BISI to the left side of our curve right here. So we'll mark this one out. This. Very tough day today. I mean, yeah, today was not the ideal day. I mean, we have CPI tomorrow, and it's the day after a large range day that we had yesterday. So yeah, it's definitely not going to be the ideal day to trade. I mean, I was bearish, right? Don't get me wrong. I was bearish for this 4-hour imbalance, but after we had that hourly imbalance show us that lower time frame confirmation, that's where I got in. But market's clearly showing me that I'm wrong. So so far I have only taken one L morning session. So if I do look for another setup, I'm gonna look for us to probably rebalance or retrace up here, and then look for that move down to pretty much Asia lows. We do have this 5-minute gap above us as well that we're creating. This 5-minute imbalance. 6 a.m. and then we have 10 a.m. This. How do you guys do today? Never do well when there are 65 handle M1 candles. Got a nice 2R market maker sell model. Nice. Good. I'm crashing out. Yeah. I mean, honestly, taking longs, like when the market trend is bearish, like it's just not ideal. But the setup was there, so I took it. Didn't pan out. It's fine. On to the next. Today was not a good trading day. Not because of the setup I took, but for other traders specifically because of the range bound that we had. But yeah, those 1 minute candles are something else. They open and immediately go down like 100 points in like seconds. It's actually insane. It's really hard to frame longs, in my opinion, when higher time frame order flow is obviously bearish. I personally don't like trading against higher time frame. Yeah. Yep. Because you're definitely like if you're looking for longs, I mean, especially when the higher time frame is bearish, you just have a higher probability of getting smacked. That's all. All right, so we have this 15-minute imbalance to our left side right here. And we have this change in the state of delivery that we have made with this 15-minute candle closure as well. So I'm looking to see if price wants to kind of like retrace back up here, maybe. And then we can look for shorts back down. So what I'm looking at on the 1 minute is seeing if we can get that lower time frame price signature from this 15. So looking for that short-term liquidity rate, some kind of SMT, and then changing this to delivery. Look for us to retrace back up into this OB, and then we can look for shorts back down. So like this. So stabbing into it like this, and then look for us to go back down. So kind of like a, how do you call it? A market maker buy model like this. So this is what I'm looking at right now. A market maker buy model. And then we can get that market maker sell model back down to Asia lows. Like this. So this is what I'm looking at. So we can probably retrace back up from this 15. And then we can look to play the shorts back down to Asia lows. Because if order flow is bearish, then I don't want to get in the way of it. I don't want to take longs or anything like that. So this is the kind of framework or what I'm currently seeing. So retracement back up into the OB and then us to look back down for shorts down to Asia lows. Uh, I personally, I like getting smacked. Price action was a bit rough though, for sure. It was a bit tricky to navigate price for sure. Yeah, it definitely was. We going to run through this busy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we do have a 4 hour imbalance, which has more weight to it just because it's bigger time frame, but we have already taken Thursday day low. My bad. Yeah. We still have Asia lows that we haven't taken out though. So let's see what we do here. But I'm looking at this market maker buy model to then market maker sell model back down to this to the Asia lows. That's what I'm currently looking at. We don't get that by 11 o'clock. I'll probably just turn off the screens and walk away. I love how calm and chill you are, experienced, and I mean, look, experience is the #1 key factor in trading. I'll show you guys right now. If I can take this real quick. Right here. Okay. So I took a loss today, right? I'm gonna show you guys my executions. I took longs today, right? And it was a loss basically, right? I went long. The setup was there. I took it. Yada yada yada, right? So this was the loss I took. Let me see if I can paste it on here. So this was the loss I took today, right? This was on my personal account. It's not funded. It's not paper trade. It's personal. Every trade I take here on stream is on my personal account. Real money, withdraw anytime. It's my own personal capital, right? This loss right here was a loss from me following my system, right? Every loss I take, every win I take, it's all part of the system, right? You can see that I have a loss right here, right? But the next trade can make this loss back and more. I'm not worried about me taking a loss because this is part of my system. My system is what's going to get me paid if I just keep sticking to it. So I don't care about losses. They're part of trading. What you have to worry about is your risk management. You have to survive. You have to learn how to just control yourself. Because I'm not going to sit here and go on tilt trying to long everything I see. I'm going to step back. I'm going to look at what the market's telling me. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I have to let the ego not get a hold of me. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell the market, no, the market is wrong. I'm right. Because that just sounds stupid, right? No. So if the market's telling me I'm wrong, all I can do is just listen to it. I can't fight it. Just listen to it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Put the ego to the side and just listen to what the market is telling you. The market is telling you that you're wrong, then you're wrong. That's it. Uh, 272 right now. Soon type. You're gonna start risking a lot more than you used to now. Usually it was like 100 or 200 stop loss. Yeah, I'm risking more now because I mean, a higher time frame, we're trending, so we're not really consolidating anymore like we used to. So I'm risking more. Because before like last month, I was risking around like maybe like 6 to like 10 M&Q contracts. But recently I've been risking like 1 or 2 M&Q. But I'm definitely going to start risking more now, especially with the range that we broke out of and the fact that we're trending. So this is usually the time where risk is going to be put on just because we're ranging on the higher time frame. So definitely going to be risking more. I mean, yes, there's going to be days where I'm risk off, but the risk is going to be more than last time. So yeah, definitely will be sizing up this month. All right, so we took out this low on the 15 in terms of any retracement for re-entry. I'm looking to see if we can retrace back up into OTE of this range. So this swing high and this swing low. If we don't return to this range, then this can be your intermediate rebalance and just continue pushing higher or lower. 5-minute time frame didn't really rebalance this 5-minute gap either. We're just slowly grinding back down. So let's see what we do here. So we're filling up this hourly imbalance. So we're filling this hourly imbalance up. We already had that intermediate rebalance with these wicks. We already filled this 15 as well. As far as entry, I can't really find my entry model to take a trade, so probably gonna have to sit here and sit on my hands and wait. I'm gonna give it till 11 o'clock. If I don't see my entry model present itself, then I'm just gonna call it a day. Hourly time frame. Fill in the gap. Five-minute. 15. All right. Yeah, looks like I'm not gonna get an entry. There's not really any PDA forming. I mean, the ideal one would have been this one up here. So after that change in the state delivery, a retest, look for a 1-minute change in the state delivery, and look to target the lows. But I don't know if we're really gonna get this retracement up into it. It's either we retrace up or we just continue grinding down slowly. But these SMTs at the highs were pretty good. In the bearish case scenario, in hindsight, they were pretty good, these SMTs at the highs. ES didn't really rebalance this 15 though. Just left that as a breakaway, respecting this change to state delivery. So these 3 up close candles. Boom. That is very clean. It just sells off. In terms of NQ, I don't really have any entry model presented to me. I mean, we're still in this 15-minute gap. All we have done from this 15-minute gap was fill it up and then had that short-term liquidity rate down here with these candles. So I'm going to draw this out. That short-term liquidity rate off that 15-minute imbalance. And then we had that change in the state delivery with this down close candle like this. So pretty much if I'm looking for longs, it will look something like this. Stop would be at the low down here, and then target would be at the 930 high. Like this. But I'm not looking for longs today. I'm looking more for shorts following that higher time frame trend. So no more shorts for me. I mean, no more longs for me. Longs are off the table for me. Gonna be looking for shorts. So if we do tap into this 15-minute change to delivery, retest in the 930, I'll look for 1 minute confirmation and look for shorts back down. So like I said, market maker buy model to then market maker sell model. So stab into this 15, short-term liquidity raid, change in the state delivery, and then look for that high like that. Right, I'm done with bearishness, man. Sheesh. Yeah, I hate when markets. I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like when the market's trending, but when it's just one-sided all the time, like it just gets a little more like when are we gonna flip? When are we gonna start seeing like that retracement? You know, because the price is already. It's always going down, 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 down. It's nice, right? But it just gets to a point, you know. All right, so let's see if we can reprice into this 15 up here. And then we can look for shorts up into this area. Let's see if it's around OTE as well. So this swing high and this swing low. Pull out your OTE fib tool. Okay, OTE is a little more further up into this 15-minute imbalance. But it's still a little bit, it's still pretty good though. Because it lines up with that 15-minute for rally gap at around OTE. But let's see. Yep, my mind says, how can I be selling when we are heavy discount? I mean, as long as we're not consolidating on a higher time frame like we were, I'm happy. So I'd rather be ranging than being stuck in a higher time frame consolidation. All right, 10:45, new 15-minute candle. So let's check out the 15-minute time frame. So we're not closing below this 15-minute BISI. We're still staying pretty much above the consequent encroachment of this imbalance. 5-minute time frame. We have that 5-minute gap above us. Oops. There we go. All right. 1-minute time frame. So we already rebalanced this 1 minute for value gap. Now we're retracing down. I don't think I'm gonna get a setup by 11 o'clock. So I'm still gonna come here. I'm still gonna be here tape reading this, but I'm definitely not gonna get a setup because by the time it's 11 o'clock, we're either gonna be ranging around this area or we're probably just gonna keep grinding back down. Because remember, we already had this intermediate rebalance, and if price just wants to just come all the way down from our 4-hour imbalance, then that's fine. Because compared to a bearish case scenario and a bullish case scenario, price moves faster when it's bearish compared to when it's bullish. So when we're bearish, price moves a lot faster. But yeah, I'm not gonna get a setup by 11 o'clock. So today was just one trade, one execution around 10 o'clock, and that's it. Just one trade. All right, 10:50 to 11:10 macro. Uh, Draw this out. Make this more visible. like that. All right, let's see what we do here. PM session would definitely be interesting too, though. All right, 9 more minutes until I end the live stream. Not seeing any setups being formed as of now. I'm still paying attention to the 10 a.m. candle here. Bring this guy over here. But like I said, the only short opportunity or setup I see in right now is just this 15-minute OB. So retesting it and then seeing a 1 minute change in the state delivery to then short down to the lows. But I don't think we're gonna retrace in like 8 minutes. I'm gonna draw my fib tool extensions here. Is there SMTs at these lows? No SMTs at these lows. Okay, so we're looking for that market maker buy model up into this 15, and then we're gonna look for that market maker sell model back down to the lows. So we retap this change in the state of delivery down here. So ideal entry would have been this change in state delivery retest. Target would have been probably the high of 930. So this would have been the ideal long entry like this, because this is our 15-minute BISI right here. So I'll mark this out. 15-minute BISI. We had the short-term liquidity raid, SMTs at the lows, and the lows are the hourly lows with ES. I mean, oh wow. ES already took out the lows. So Asia lows were already taken by ES, practically. Okay, down closed. Okay, so Asia lows, ES has already taken out the Asia lows, but NQ hasn't yet. So for me to be bearish when there's hourly SMTs, I don't like that. But as far as this setup, I mean, we had the higher time frame PDA, which is the 15-minute BISI. We had that 1 minute change in state delivery, short-term liquidity raid, and SMTs at the lows with ES. So this was a very good setup right here. But I just didn't want to look for longs today. I'm gonna see if this can offer a short opportunity. If not, then we're probably gonna flip here just because ES has already taken out these lows. Do you use the props anymore? Me personally, I don't use prop firms anymore, but I will get into it. I mean, I have some funded accounts, but I haven't touched them yet for like since like 3 weeks now. but I will start slowly transitioning back into using prop firms. The thing is, like, once you get a payout from the prop firms, throw that payout into a personal account and just trade it, try to grow it. Because I like prop firms, I like trading them, but while I was trading prop firms, it kind of turned me into like a trader that I didn't really want to be, like trying to force size to meet a profit target, trade every day to meet the daily profit target. Like I just didn't like that because it kind of like made me have this kind of like habit of the trader that I didn't really want to be. Like having to trade every day, having a certain profit target, being forced to size in. Like I just didn't like that. So I kind of just took the payout, tossed it into a personal account, and kind of deviated my way away from the prop space. But I'm definitely going to get back into it now because yes, it's bad that prop firms do that, but the opportunity to grow capital with them is the risk to reward is just very good to not miss out on it, especially when we're in times like this right now. Uh, 63 weeks. I'm on Apex and TBT evals right now and holding off for fundeds. Yeah, the rules. You said 53 weeks. Which firm? No, I didn't say 63 weeks, but I just didn't like the way prop was turning me into. I also had like a situation around like I think it was October where I was trading some prop firms and I kind of like went on tilt and blew the fundeds. I blew like around like five funded accounts and they were on their way to getting payouts, but I tilted really bad around October. So that also kind of made me like question myself whether like I should just step back and trade personal instead. But I'm definitely gonna get back into trading pops. I mean, I'm looking more into maybe getting some Tradeify accounts. But Take Profit is really good too. I like the firm. It's really good, especially with the consistent daily payouts. But never I've been funded so many times but never gotten a payout. I always end up going on to the major issue is the risk management and the ability to not really have that self control. Because if like I promise you right now, like I promise you, if you have self control and you're able to manage your risk appropriately, you can get consistent payouts. You can make payouts back to back. You can basically start seeing progress, right? But it all starts with you having that self control. Because if you can control yourself, like let's say you take a loss, right? If you can control yourself from doing anything dumb after that, and you can have the ability to manage your risk very well, then over the long term, you're gonna be seeing results. Like there is no like I promise you, you're gonna be seeing results. There's no way that you're managing your risk appropriately, you're controlling yourself, you're taking your setups. There's no way you're not gonna be making any money. Like I promise you right now. If you control yourself and manage your risk well, you're gonna see progress. Appreciate you, Carlos. See you live. See you tomorrow. I'm actually gonna end the live stream now. Don't really see any more setups, but if I do, I'll probably just put them on the Discord or comment on it. But I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. Pretty boring day. Not a lot of volatility today, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for CPI. Be safe, stay safe, don't do dumb stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Bye, guys.